fear often hides behind the idea of logic. It tells you to wait. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until everything is certain. Wait until all risks are gone. But the truth is, certainty is just an illusion. The mind creates it to feel safe. There will never be a perfect moment, a flawless plan, or a guarantee of success. Yet, life still asks you to move forward. You don't need to remove fear to take a step. You only need to stop believing that fear has the final word. Courage doesn't always look like something big or loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It's showing up when you'd rather hide. It's speaking the truth even when your voice shakes. It's choosing love when you feel scared. Courage is found in the little moments, the moments where you decide not to let fear make you small. It's not about being fearless. It's about not letting fear close your heart. When you fight uncertainty, you suffer. The mind wants to control everything, but life isn't something to control. Life is meant to be experienced. The more you try to plan every detail, the more you move away from the present moment. And the present is where life happens. It's the only place where clarity comes. You can't figure out the unknown by overthinking. You can only meet it by being present right now. So ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Not the simple surface fear, but the deeper fear. Are you afraid of failing, or are you afraid of what people will think if you fail? Are you afraid of losing something, or are you afraid of what it says about you? These fears are not real truths. They are just stories. Stories we learned over time, often from past pain or what society told us to believe. And like all stories, they can be changed. You don't have to keep holding on to them. You don't need to fight fear. Fighting fear makes it stronger. Instead, try to be curious about it. Sit with it. Feel where it is in your body without trying to push it away. Watch the thoughts it brings, but don't get lost in them. Let them come and go, just like waves. When you stop fighting fear, it begins to soften. You'll see that fear is not who you are. It's just something you're experiencing. And anything that is only an experience cannot define you. It's just passing through. There's a part of you that has never been afraid. It was there when you were a child, before the world told you who to be. That part of you is still here, quiet behind all the noise. It doesn't fear the unknown because it knows that life is always unknown. It doesn't need to know what comes next in order to take the next step. It trusts the unfolding of life. And this trust doesn't come from knowing the future. It comes from knowing what's real in you right now. To transcend fear, you must first acknowledge that it is a part of you, but it doesn't define you. Fear comes and goes like the weather, but the sky, the space in which it exists, is always clear and vast. When you stand still and witness your fear, you begin to notice that it cannot change the sky. Similarly, when you stop reacting to fear, it doesn't control you. You are the stillness beneath it, the presence that remains unshaken. There is power in moving forward despite not having all the answers. Courage is not about knowing the way, but about trusting that the way will reveal itself as you move. It's the act of stepping into the unknown, knowing that you will learn what you need as you go, and every step you take makes the next one easier. It is in the journey, not the destination, where courage is cultivated. Every uncertain step is a victory. Fear often tells you that you're not enough. It says you need to be more, do more, have more. It keeps you trapped in the illusion that you must achieve something in order to be worthy. But the truth is, you are already enough. The act of transcending fear is not about becoming someone else. It's about realizing that you are already whole. You don't need to prove anything. Your worth is inherent, not conditional. Each moment is a choice. You can choose to let fear dictate your actions, or you can choose to move forward despite fear. Choosing courage doesn't mean eliminating fear. It means choosing not to be controlled by it. Even if you are afraid, you have the power to decide what you do next. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move with it, not against it. There is an unfolding that happens when you trust life's process. Life is like a puzzle where the pieces don't always fit at first glance. But each experience, each moment of fear, each step forward is a piece that connects. You don't need to see the entire picture to trust that it is coming together. Trust in the unfolding. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you open yourself up to the beauty of life's mystery. You are constantly changing, evolving, and growing. And with every change, fear may show up. But this is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is simply the natural response of your mind when it encounters something new, something unfamiliar. Fear is a signal of growth. When you face it, you are not only moving forward, but you are transforming. Growth is uncomfortable, but it is always necessary for evolution. You cannot have growth without fear. You are not the fear that arises within you. Fear is but a passing shadow that seeks to distract you from the truth of who you are. You were not born in fear, but in love, for love is the essence of your being. Fear comes and goes, but your true nature remains unchanged, rooted in the eternal peace and presence of God. Do not let fear define you, for it is not yours to hold. It is only a thought, a fleeting emotion, but you are much more than what you feel in this moment. When you trust in the love within you, when you trust in the Father, you will see that fear loses its power. You are the light, the presence of God in this world, and fear cannot overcome you unless you allow it to. Stand firm in who you are, for you are one with the divine, and nothing can separate you from that truth. Walk through the world with courage, for I am with you, and there is nothing to fear when you walk in faith. Transcending fear doesn't mean you will never feel it again. It means you no longer let it control you. It means you stop waiting for fear to disappear before you act. You start moving in faith, not because you know the outcome, but because you trust in the journey itself. You begin to realize that just because fear is there, it doesn't mean you should stop. It just means you're standing at the edge of something new. And that new thing is where growth begins. You are capable of moving forward without guarantees. You can love even when there's a risk. You can show up fully for your life, even when fear says you're not ready. The mind will always want certainty before it feels safe, but you can feel safe even without it. That is true freedom. That is what courage is. So ask yourself again, what are you truly afraid of? What is holding you back? Fear will always be there, trying to convince you that it knows better. But the truth is, fear only tells you what it thinks might happen. It doesn't know what's real. Only you can decide what's real for you. When you stop letting fear make your decisions, you will find a new kind of strength. You will start to see that the real you is much bigger than the fear. In the end, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to take the next step. You don't need to wait for a sign. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. The truth you've been searching for is already within you. You've always known it. You've always been it. So trust in that. And even if fear is still there, walk forward anyway. Because the only way to move through fear is to move through it. The more you walk, the more you will see that fear isn't something to be afraid of. It's just part of the journey. And the journey is always worth it.